Hey football fans! Have you ever wondered what would have happened if the 2022 World Cup final ended completely differently? Imagine this! Instead of Messi lifting the golden trophy, it's Mbappé and France celebrating victory. Oh wow! This would completely change football history. From Messi's legacy to Mbappé's rise, from Argentina's football culture to France's future dominance, everything would flip 180 degrees. Today, I'll take you on a wild what-if journey filled with mind-blowing details you've probably never thought about. 1. Mbappé, from prince to football emperor. First, let's talk about the star of our scenario, Kylian Mbappé. In reality, he scored 3 goals and won the Golden Boot, but he left with tears in his eyes. In our alternate universe, Mbappé becomes the youngest player ever to win both the World Cup and the Golden Boot in the same tournament since Pelé in 1958. Stats alert! He'd be 23 years and 363 days old, 4 days younger than Pelé when achieving the same feat. With 8 goals, including a decisive penalty, he would break France's all-time World Cup scoring record. PSG? They'd raise his salary to astronomical levels. Think 100 million euros per year. Real Madrid? Out of luck. The new emperor is untouchable. But more important than anything is... 2. Lionel Messi, the tragedy of a legend. Here's the heartbreaking part. Messi, at 35, chasing his last World Cup, would face the greatest disappointment of his career. Imagine Messi collapsing on the pitch as Mbappé lifts the trophy he dreamed of all his life. The GOAT debate between Messi and Ronaldo would explode into chaos. Stats insight. Messi played in 5 World Cups, 2006, 2010, 2014, 2018, 2022, without lifting the trophy. Ronaldo? No World Cup either, but Portugal won Euro 2016. Psychological impact. Experts suggest Messi might retire earlier than expected. Instead of playing until 2024 to 2025, he could end his career immediately after the tournament. And yes, maybe he'd hear his wife say, "I told you to practice penalties more." But that's not where the impact ends.
3. Argentina, from heaven to hell. If Argentina lost, the country would face heartbreak instead of celebrations. Argentina hadn't won since 1986. A 2022 defeat would extend that drought to at least 40 years. An entire generation never witnessing a World Cup victory. Fan engagement could drop 15 to 20% over the next 2 years. Financial losses for the Argentine Football Association, AFA, could hit 40%. Coaches and players might face immediate consequences. 4. French football, rise of an empire. For France, it's the opposite. They'd become the first team since Brazil, 1958-1962, to defend a World Cup title. Didier Deschamps joins an elite club of double World Cup winning managers, becoming a French football legend. Economic impact. FFF earns $42 million in FIFA bonuses, plus sponsorships/merch revenue could hit $200 million over 4 years. Generational boost. Young stars like Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Saliba gain massive motivation. France becomes favorites for Euro 2024 and World Cup 2026. 5. Brands and sponsorship shakeup. Adidas loses Argentina victory boost. Nike wins big with French triumph. Mbappé jerseys outsell Messi's. CR7's brand gains indirect advantage. Transfer market shifts. French players become hot commodities. Argentine stars lose value. Hey guys, if you're finding these scenarios interesting, don't forget to smash that like button to support me, and make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any other exciting football analysis videos. I've got plenty more crazy what-if scenarios waiting for you. 6. The future of major leagues. La Liga could be in real trouble. Messi was the main reason millions tuned into Spanish football. If he had retired early out of disappointment, La Liga might have lost up to 30% of its international audience. League One, on the other hand, would have become the hottest league in the world with World Cup champion Mbappé. PSG could easily renew his contract and attract even more global stars. The Premier League, as always, would be the biggest winner, with so many French players already playing there. Fun fact, there are 23 French players in the Premier League, the most in history. And well, Tottenham probably still wouldn't win anything, even with Hugo Lloris as a World Cup winning goalkeeper.
7. Shifts in football's playing style. Global football tactics would have changed massively. France's style, built on pace, power, and lightning counterattacks, would have been copied widely by other national teams. Argentina's possession-based, build-up from the back style would be labelled as outdated. That means clubs like Barcelona and Manchester City, with the same DNA, would be forced to rethink their philosophy. Transfer trends. Clubs would prioritise players with explosive speed and strength like Mbappé, instead of magicians like Messi. The market value of African players would skyrocket. Youth development. Football academies would reshape their training programs, putting more emphasis on speed and physicality rather than fine technical skills. 8. The psychological impact on the next generation. This could be the longest-lasting effect of this scenario. Millions of kids around the world, especially in Argentina, would have watched their idol fail at his final chance. Psychology studies show that when idols experience major failures, it can negatively impact children's motivation and dreams. But at the same time, it could also spark a new generation that's even more determined to take revenge for Messi. On the flip side, French kids would gain huge motivation from seeing Mbappé, a young player, already reaching the very top of world football. This could give birth to a brand new golden generation for French football. And here's the jaw-dropping stat. The number of kids enrolling in football academies in France could surge by 40 to 50% over the next 2 years, while in Argentina, it could drop by 20 to 25%. Nine. Geopolitics and soft power. International politics would also feel the shockwaves. The World Cup isn't just a sports tournament, it's one of the most powerful soft power tools in the world. France would strengthen its position as Europe's sports superpower. President Macron would gain a new weapon to push diplomatic ties and attract global investment. Argentina, on the other hand, would lose its chance to boost the economy through sports tourism. Estimates suggest that winning the World Cup could bring Argentina $2 to $3 billion in tourism and commercial activity over the next 4 years. UNESCO and FIFA. France would have a much stronger case to host major sporting events, from the Olympics to future FIFA tournaments. 10. The fate of other superstars. Griezmann would become a 2-time World Cup winner, placing him among football's legends. His career at Atletico Madrid would be elevated to a whole new level. Giroud, at 36 years old, could have become the oldest player ever to score in a World Cup final, if he had found the net. That milestone would pave the way for him to keep playing all the way to World Cup 2026. For Argentina, players like Lautaro Martinez and Julian Alvarez would be under massive pressure heading into 2026. They'd carry the weight as the redemption generation after Messi's heartbreak. And most dramatically, Emiliano Martinez, Argentina's goalkeeper would never have been called Dibu the hero. Instead, he might have gone down as the scapegoat if he had conceded the decisive goal. Wow! We've just explored a crazy but absolutely fascinating scenario. From Mbappé becoming the emperor of football to Messi facing the biggest heartbreak of his career, all the way to global shifts in economics, politics, and culture. Here are the 3 key takeaways I want you to remember. 1. A single match can change the entire history of football. 2. One person's success always comes with someone else's failure. 3. Football isn't just a sport. It impacts every aspect of life. Now, here's my question for you. Which scenario do you think would be better for world football? Messi winning like in real life, or Mbappé lifting the trophy like in this video? And who would be the true GOAT if Messi had never won the World Cup? And hey, would you like me to break down more crazy what-if scenarios? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. In the next video, I've got an even wilder scenario coming up. Trust me, you won't want to miss it.